919-573-54. I don't know my soch by heart.
I do.
I don't. I have it on a piece of paper. I know some of it.
And now our very final
I mean, it's
video
not worth
to
anything
show is
anymore
another
anyway, so
episode of our Wow
it's just
Moment
wasted
comparing
information in
the
my mind.
craziest and coolest clips from you,
Worth a
our
lot to
players.
someone.
Not anymore. They all got leaked from that whatever thing.
Yeah, one of my coworker, her husband, got a call that it had been compromised, and someone had been using it possibly for drug-related activities.
Damn. What kind of drugs?
I don't know. She didn't give us
The
all
good
the
shit?
detail.
It's probably
I'm gonna
boring
say yes.
prescription drugs.
I would say it was the good stuff.
Hey, should we take a moment here and talk about all of Ubisoft's abuse? Ubisoft's? Hang on. Let's see. Since they're not going to talk about it, I will.
Sure.
Sure. Alright, the latest. 3 top Ubisoft execs are leaving the company amid abuse allegations. I haven't even fully read all of this. I just know they did some fucked up shit. Vice President is leaving. Maxime Belon, following assault allegations. 4 prominent executives departing. He personally produced Prince of Persia: Sands of Time and managed Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, and For Honor.
So there's a line that people want.
Sergei Haskellin. Wow, that's a
But
big
I can't
dude.
usually do it
He
because
could greenlight or
I freak out
cancel a
my
project.
neighbours. But as you can see,
Many
Well,
Ubisoft
crash in
employees
Ocean
believed he
Beach.
was too powerful and close to
no
the
one too
CEO
close,
to ever be
so-
ousted.
reloading. Someone saw me. I gotta go.
Damn. Guillemot will now oversee a quote complete overhaul of the way in which the creative teams collaborate. Well, sounds like they're trying to fix it. He said Ubisoft has fallen short in its obligation to guarantee a safe and inclusive workplace. This is unacceptable, as toxic behaviors are in direct contrast to values on which I have never compromised and never will.
All right, guys, it is time for us to wrap up this
Right.
pre-show.
Don't forget to stay tuned for our post-show
Basically,
featuring a deep dive into the world of
Ubisoft
Assassin's
was
Creed
rife with
Valhalla.
abuse.
Thanks a lot for watching this pre-show and enjoy Ubisoft Forward.
I'm sure they're not the only ones. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Anyways, video games, right?
Hey, this is video games.
This is video games.
7, 6, 5.
Where's the one where you get to be a CEO and disregard the value of human life?
Far
Oh, sorry. Hey, funny guy from Breaking Bad on TV.
Yes. Anyway, watch him blow up a bunch of people.
Poggers? Watch him groom this child. Unlike a Smash Bros player.
The first Ubisoft Forward with the
Different
talented
grooming.
Yusuf Magid. Today's show is all about getting up close and in depth with all the exciting games we have in production here at Ubisoft.
I saw a tweet earlier that was like, we're not going to talk about all the crazy stuff because, you know, editing a pre-recorded video is really hard.
Yeah.
The illegal painting spreading subversive.
Couldn't have put like a black box in
Yeah,
front
just
of
like,
this.
we are aware of and are trying our best to, you know, take like 10 seconds? No? Okay.
No, it's already been
Watchdog?
submitted. Person
Not actual
posting this video. He's can't do any actual editing.
Of course not.
You know what's sad?
Authorities recommend not to
I keep thinking this game is the second Watch Dogs.
They came for the foreigners.
It's not.
And I did not speak out.
No, it's the
because I was
third
not
one.
a foreigner.
Watchdogs.
Then they came for the protesters. And I did not speak out.
That's nice. Show me the hacking grandma. That's all anybody cares about.
Yep.
Then they came for the journalists. And I did not speak out. Because I was not a journalist. And then they came for street artists. But I did not speak out. Because I am not a street artist.
Big drones.
Trying to think of the last Ubisoft game I played.
And I realised that eventually they'd come
Maybe
for
none
me,
of them.
and there would be no one left to speak for me.
Was Rage Ubisoft?
No, that's a Bethesda game. Made by id. Back before they became Doom Machine.
Howdy.
Hey Joe, you scared the shit out of me. It's because I have my bleeps and bloops off. So.
Turn those on.
Nah, I don't like the boo boo and the boo boos. And the dings of Windows. Shut up.
I think the Windows things. That's for sure.
They're all absurd.
London is in chaos. The main arteries of the city are blocked.
Well. Welcome to the Resistance. There's a welcome gift for our new members.
But the disappearance of the
You could have told me it was a bloody costume party.
Try it on.
The new key suspect has been identified as David Ford, a 43-year-old London taxi driver. He has no criminal record, but is currently believed to be a terrorist. People have been asked not to approach him. The authorities advise all residents.
Okay. Nice gameplay, BT Dub.
I'm Clint Hawkins.
Clint has been a longtime creative force here at Ubisoft, and now he's bringing this vision to Watch Dogs Legion.
I don't like the red. It makes me think of Target.
So yeah, what we just saw was an amazing short film by the director Alberto Mielgo.
What's wrong with Target?
Nothing. I'm not watching
Legion,
Target.
And looks at the game and the universe and the characters through his incredible artistic vision and visual style.
The city needs a resistance.
Like the film, Watch Dogs Legion tells the story of ordinary
Wow, this
heroes
looks
setting
nothing
aside
like
their
the film.
differences in order to come together as a collective and to fight for a positive change. You can literally recruit and play anyone who you see in the open world. You profile people that are interesting to you, you help them with their problem, you play their origin mission.
Just help me get some closure and I'll do whatever you want.
Sounds like a DedSec problem. Leave it to us.
And that's how you recruit them into your team. And then they become the heroes of the game and the stars of your story.
And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
Please, think more underground.
You with Albion?
I'm tickled, but think more underground.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right, and I'm Che Guevara. You're done.
And they make the story not only unique to them,
Yeah,
but
done.
unique to you as the player and personal to you because they're
grandmas.
heroes that you've chosen and invested in. What would I say to fans?
channel
I
are
guess
you
I'd
watching?
say, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Welcome to the Resistance.
What would I say to fans? Buy the game.
What channel are you on?
I'm on twitch.tv/Ubisoft.
Built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Oh my god.
Nice graphics.
Listen up.
Yeah.
Get all your units to move
It was a
in
joke,
and lock
Joe.
down the city.
Oh.
Bitch be looking PS3.
Yeah, it's looking like GTA 5 on the 360.
The government turns to a private military
Well,
company
I mean, you know,
Albion
the
to
lighting
keep
and stuff,
everyone
no.
safe.
But the faces
What
are
could
pretty blah.
possibly go wrong?
Which,
Ladies and
you
gentlemen,
know, that's the
Mr.
whole
Nigel
focal point
Cass,
of this sequel.
CEO of Albion.
Is, hey, look at all the funny
He's
people.
kindly stepped up to establish order.
Understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this.
He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
I will not allow myself to jeopardize this.
London will be the first city in the world to be made truly safe.
Nigel's not the only opportunist who's taken a liking to this fair city. Meet Mary Kelly, head of the most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons are using the dark web to sell everything from party pills to people.
This microchip is scary, I know, but I got
Lighting
to
made
keep
her look
track
like she had a
of
mustache.
my
You made me a slave.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers. With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out.
Any of the brave Londoners you see walking the streets can be recruited into your team. Like him. Her. Or even her.
So get in, funny grandma.
Everyone can become your next secret weapon. In our first mission, we
I
need
don't
to
know
get
why they
some
don't just
dirt
make
on
the
Nigel
entire
Cass, and that means
It would
trailer,
probably be more entertaining if instead of being able to recruit anybody, you just played the grandma.
you see here are people we have recruited from the streets of London. They
Like,
I
all have
am
unique
curious how the
abilities,
story
and you're free to tackle
works.
this mission with whoever you like.
It, the characters don't seem that different.
Yeah, it looks like there's just like a few archetypes.
Yeah, it's just like they have different items and a different
Like
look.
everyone in DedSec, Arthur can hack pretty much whatever. But as a construction worker, he has a particular set of tools that make him handy.
Uh-huh.
He can even
He has a helmet
cargo drone.
that lets him deflect bullets.
And a wrench.
He can hit people with a
Gate
wrench.
crashing when you're not invited. And who needs a regular old gun when you have a bloody nail gun?
Come in, you soy-doid shitboy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. Love to shoot through riot armor with my
Perhaps
nail
we can
gun.
approach this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance.
Those are
you've got
armor
your
penetrating
cover.
nails, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Amy is a drone expert.
You ever just win in a gunfight
have we here?
with a nail
A
gun?
real tech connoisseur.
This still looks way more fun than the first
Hate
game.
spiders.
Yeah,
Love
this
this
looks
one.
pretty neat.
I mean, the first one is pretty insufferable.
What an adorable creepy crawler.
Oh, face hugger, sick.
Let's class the place up.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to summon their own drone. This
Jesus.
little darling is fast and stealthy.
She aims, she fires, she hits.
Thanks,
Reading
Tracy.
incoming drones.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor. And if you are not into direct confrontation, there are more ways than one to get the job done. Recruiting an Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
You've been approved for entry.
We're missing the human element here. I can get the defense minister on the line right now.
Well, if you feel you must.
When is Boris Johnson making a cameo?
Criminals running our streets. Illegals threatening our families.
Wow.
The police
No one
commissioner
seems to care
himself
that he just executed that man.
assassinated by terrorists.
Business as usual.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and putting a stop to it.
That's good. The buyers expect high quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Impairing our frontal lobe again, are we?
Thanks. Don't disturb me in my natural habitat.
Say hello to Mickey. The man lives for his team.
That put another hair on my chest.
And doesn't mind getting
That's
his hands
Ryan,
dirty.
isn't it? I'm glad he was able to find VA work.
I don't think it is, but maybe.
He does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out.
Oh, no.
Well,
Funny man does a drink. Haha.
you know what? Let's go with someone a bit more professional.
Leon reference.
It's
Yeah.
almost crass to call him a hitman.
What a professional.
What?
Yeah.
Runs in, gun blazing, and gets shot.
What is up with like this close range gun execution?
Some might even call him an artist.
The difference is he wasn't drunk when he did this.
What was that guy? He had a pebble in his shoe or something? Nice rolls. He keeps rolling.
Bastard responsible. Done and dusted.
Not bad if I do say so, innit?
Not everyone in London is a legendary assassin or a super spy, but everyone can be a hero. So get out there, find the best recruits, and build your resistance. It's time to take back London.
So is there just like a best in slot for each archetype? And then is there like permadeath?
Plunging the player into a living, breathing city, teeming with
Uh,
unique locales
I know they can
and
get
characters,
arrested.
has always been a central pillar of the Watch Dogs series.
That's why I
So what
assume
goes
they
into
can die
building
as
those
well.
worlds? Here's Amanda Mutt to tell us more.
My name's Amanda Munt. I'm a level artist on Watch Dogs Legion at Ubisoft Toronto.
There's a lot of emphasis on the bike.
Being a
Yeah.
level artist, I think, is the coolest
She doesn't
job
want her bike to
in
get
video
stolen.
games because we do get the freedom to kind of like pick and choose what little details we want to depict, and we get ample opportunities to tell the stories that we want to tell in the spaces that we're assigned to. I have the capacity to hide things and, you know, like small little Easter eggs. In AC Unity, there was a boat somewhere in the world that was covered in cats. And then it happened again in Watch Dogs 2, and there may or may not
Oh my
be something
God.
in London that is a boat filled with cats in some capacity.
Poggers.
I was fortunate enough to go to E3 last year. Some of the people
I am the
was
boat
showing
cat
how much
lady.
we were from London. So no matter
That's
where I
me.
dropped into the city, they'd go, "Oh my God, this feels like Camden. This, you know, this feels like."
That is my job.
We will fill the boat with
That's right.
cats.
People are talking about some detail.
That's
that
my
I
one
worked
a lot of
role.
overtime to
Very
get cats
excited
in this
about it.
boat.
Like, it feels so good as somebody who, you know, builds these worlds with care. I love it.
What?
Hey.
Do they own
And
this
now some
game?
news for
We know this game.
Brawlhalla fans.
I didn't
In
know
just
that.
a few weeks, you'll be able to battle it out with your favorite legends on iOS and Android devices.
Cougars?
Three, two, one.
Hey, remember when we used to play this?
I do. That game was fun.
It was alright. Doesn't look like it's changed much.
Nope.
Customize your controls? Poggers. Oh yeah, didn't you have to like unlock people?
Mm-hmm. I forgot they have Finn and Jake.
50. That's a lot now.
That's a lot, but again, you know, they all have pretty similar moves, so.
Yes, there's like
like
it's 50 characters, but it's like 8
Now,
weapons.
whether you need a Tom Clancy action fix on the go or want to dive back into one of the most beloved
Nice
fantasy
stage.
franchises
yeah, what's with
in
this
gaming,
wide shot?
we got you covered.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that shot.
Dude, a magician is not supposed to tell their secrets. Hello?
Look at this corpse they're dragging out.
Oh, time to throw some figures out.
And that's all.
That's all, folks. Oh, some YouTube reviews. Cool. Wow. I gotta download this right now and get an exclusive reward. You know, I'm a sucker for exclusive rewards, so.
Just kill the franchise.
Don't you guys have phones?
The target is being held on the ground floor.
Show me the zombie game.
Oh, this is Road Company, I think.
That's some tattoos.
She's dead. Gesundheit.
What did you just say to me?
I don't know what his ethnicity is. She had, I think, the Brazilian flag on her thing, though.
Yeah, that might have been French.
Contact! Moat chain is down. Request air support. Target northeast rooftop.
Roger. Inbound. Danger close.
I need an EMP deployed now.
EMP imminent.
I need you to blow up
Sam
all
Fisher.
this shit.
Get back in your cell.
You were saying, Joe?
Sam Fisher.
Hashtag Elite Squad.
Hey, take this.
Don't make me regret this.
Oh,
It's a mobile game. Poggers?
that really was Sam Fisher.
Yeah? Who
If
else?
you see those 3 green eyes,
Yeah.
it's
Speaking of
Sam
Tom
Fisher.
Clancy, it's been 5 years since Rainbow Six Siege first launched, and the community has never been
Basically.
stronger. In celebration of this milestone, Ubisoft Montreal has put together a special video to thank all of the amazing players and developers that have helped Siege become the game it is today.
Uh-oh, it's expanding.
In December
Help.
2015, a small team released Rainbow Six
It's
Siege,
gonna make my monitor explode.
a game built on a strong vision, creativity, competitiveness, and team play.
Strong vision because it was a poor base.
Hey, they got there eventually.
It's a great game though. But it was not a good
That
game in the
original
first
vision
year
was
or so.
quickly adopted by our passionate community, propelling it to a whole new level.
This is such a special moment, and being at 1-year anniversary of Rainbow Six now, game being stronger than ever, more players today than we had in the past, it means the world to us.
But we also had our share of challenges.
Touches upon subject
What the
like
heck?
matchmaking, connectivity, all those aspects are absolutely critical to the experience of the player.
Through it all, we're always driven by you, our community, and together, we grow stronger.
There is no sequel plan, and we are here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life for quite some time.
Oh.
Look at this.
tous les succès, c'est vraiment le résultat de autant de nous que de vous. Ce jeu, il est autant le vôtre qu'il est le nôtre, nous, l'équipe de développement.
Now 60 million players strong.
They're speaking a lot of
Just
French.
getting started.
Ubisoft is French, I guess.
Yep.
From the devs that
Yeah,
build
that's
the
what
game
this is
to
missing.
the community
The
that
funny
plays
little
it.
Frenchmen coming out with their very
Thank
thick
you.
accents.
Dude, it's missing Aisha Tyler.
That too. But you know, the little 4 foot tall, like
If you haven't
60-year-old
tried it yet,
French
dive
guy
into our new
coming out
Operation
on
Steel Wave
stage.
update available now, and take Ace and Malusi out for a spin.
I'll definitely do
A
that.
few days ago, we introduced y'all to a brand new multiplayer shooter. Now, it's time to venture into the hyperscape.
Remember this?
Yep.
I kind of already forgot about it.
Slasher was
Well,
talking about it earlier. That's what reminded me of it.
They were probably planning to reveal it at E3. And that didn't happen, so then they just kind of shadow dropped it.
Jeez.
What was that? A hack in the hyperscape. That's not supposed to be there. Let me get you all up to speed, okay?
That's not supposed to be there.
About 30 years
It's
ago,
not supposed to be
everything that
there.
we feared about our future started to come true. We made some good decisions. We made some bad decisions. Actually, we made a lot of bad decisions. So, here we are.
Happy cow.
10 billion souls
yeah.
living in the crush of the megacities.
Caviar, honestly, is a terrible idea.
But the people at Prisma changed everything.
You know what I don't think about every VR?
The story?
Man, I wish I had some more.
Way out. The hyperscape. In the hyperscape, the biggest draw by far is Crown Rush. This is where anyone can become someone.
Unless you're that guy. You're the first one out.
If you get good at Crown Rush, it can change your life. But strange things have been happening lately. Rumors of people getting hurt. Users disappearing from the real world. A darker secret lies at the heart of Hyperscape. And we have to find it.
Okay.
Some of us are searching for
I
a
love
way out.
Sword Art Online.
Some of us for a way out. And for others, a new way altogether. That's what brings us to the edge of the future. To the hyperscape.
That's just what Battle Royales are missing. Sword Art Online.
I'm JC, Creative Director on Hyperscape.
JC's work on
Hi,
Far Cry
JC.
Primal and
It's
multiple
like literally
Prince
the
of
plot
Persia
to one
titles
of
has established
the
him
novels.
as a top creative here at Ubisoft.
For me, what's exciting is
A battle
starting,
royale
building it from scratch, seeing
before
it
they were
grow,
popular.
adding ideas is really
But
cool.
someone's actually killing
Hello,
people in the
contender.
game.
Welcome to the hyperscape.
The game takes place in 2054. It's in a future where
Is it?
humanity has grown a little darker.
I thought that was now.
Companies there, they are launching what's called the hyperscape, which is a virtual world and the internet of the future. It's the place where everything converges.
I mean,
Within that
okay.
virtual world, there is a battle royale that
The
takes
bones
place
are
in the virtual
interesting.
city of Neo Arcadia.
But like, none of the gameplay into this. I appreciate the effort,
Introduce a
but
lot of new things. You get the opportunity to do parkour on the rooftops, to go into interiors where it's much more narrow, much more stressful. You get to go to the landmarks where there's more opportunities to get cool items, but also more players, so it's a risk-reward kind of deal.
yeah, just like any other battle royale.
Introduce the
Okay.
notion of hacks, special abilities that you can pick up on the fly to adapt your tactics. With hacks, you can do things like teleport yourself. You can wrap yourself into a ball and bounce around the battlefield.
You're adding summoner spells.
A lot of abilities that
These
let
are already
you
in, Joe.
have fun, that are toys that you can play with.
Yeah, what's the battle royale where you can turn someone into
Finally,
a chicken?
it's made as a spectacle, so all the viewers
That's what
will
this
be able
reminds
to
me of.
interact with the game
Oh,
on
Realm
different
Royale.
levels through
The god.
Yeah, Realm Royale.
So every few minutes, there's going to be a vote, and viewers will be able to decide what effect they want to affect the whole battle. So things like changing the gravity.
You know, I'm gonna go look
infinite
on
ammo,
Twitch
or stuff
right
like that. So
now.
players, while this happens, really have to adapt to all kinds of stuff that is happening.
And see how many people are watching Hyperscape.
Fitting they picked low gravity for the
right
video.
now, as we speak,
Yeah, because that's all it will ever be.
That's all
beta, and
it
so
ever
it's
picks.
going to be available for free to play for all PC players worldwide. And I really want to thank all the players, all the streamers, and all the viewers who participated in tech test and who participated in the
players.
Here's a short glimpse of what you can expect.
I bet you're loving this accent.
Yes, he's very French. What is this game called? Hyperscape?
Hyperscape.
Space?
Skate. Like skyscraper.
Yeah. I can't even find it on the directory.
Showtime.
No results found. Am I stupid?
Maybe it's not live right now.
Oh,
Are you typing one word?
No.
Yeah, it might not be live right now.
It was.
Go time.
It was, but like with Valorant, remember it went offline for a little while.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, it's in beta.
Yeah.
Here we go. Konotoshi.
Free battle pass?
Free battle pass.
PC open beta. See? Now it even says.
July 12th.
Oh. Okay.
Which is today,
digital
so
world
it should
of the Hyperscape gave our
open
artists
up,
and developers
like,
incredible
now.
freedom when it came to designing characters.
Production manager Anna Maria Muska is going to
But
take us
I'm
behind
pretty
the
sure
scenes
that
of character
initial
design.
wave was streamers only. Like they sent out a bunch of codes for streamers.
My
Could
name
be.
is Anna Maria Muska.
But it
I'm the
had
production
drops, like
manager
you could
for
get
characters
in.
and weapons on Hyperscape.
And a lot of people got in that way.
We have paid an exceptional
I
amount
just-
of detail to our characters.
I haven't heard anybody
We
talk
switch
about it.
Different outfits, different.
I feel like
fashion
I'm the only one
different
talking
tattoos,
about this
different
game.
Materials until we see them as real
And I'm not
individuals,
even that
as
interested.
real people. So the second you pick a character, you see them in game. You
As I
understand what their
pocket my
motivations are and what drives
Ubisoft
them,
check.
what challenges them. This was the first lineup of characters. This is our default base, but even starting from the hair down, everything has been meticulously thought of. Would this person actually like this type of outfit? Would this person enjoy the type of tattoos that we're putting on them? Will they actually like to be in this body? Each season, we plan to produce new outfits for these characters. So we're hoping some of our players are gonna see the effort and maybe even correlate some of the accessories to what's
Dress
gonna
up.
happen in the game.
Well, yeah.
Has
We're
dress
very
up
excited.
lady.
Every free to play game has to have dress up. Just because it has dress up doesn't mean I'm interested, Joe. I have to like what you do in
Next
it.
generation of gaming. Ubisoft
Otherwise,
has been
I just
working
play,
closely with console makers to take
what the
advantage
fuck
of
is that
all
one
the
game?
extraordinary
Fashion
capabilities
Savvy.
These new consoles will offer.
Now we have a special guest
Yeah,
to tell us
Barbie's
a little
dress
more.
up.
It's literally just like the best dress up
Hey,
game
everyone.
ever created.
Phil Spencer from
Phil the
Xbox.
whore. Close your
Watch Dogs
legs.
Legion. Ubisoft is
I just
supporting
saw
smart
you
delivery.
yesterday.
So you will get the absolute
And
best
you're about to
version
see
of
him
the
in 2
game
more days.
Oh my
on
god,
any
you're
version of
right.
Xbox you're playing on.
Put your
On
titties
Series
away,
X,
Phil.
Can't
You
handle
get
that
to
much
take
Phil.
advantage of
Jesus.
the amazing work
Phil's
the team
bored.
has done with DirectX
Yo.
ray tracing.
Been sending
Hey,
emails
hey,
out to
okay.
everyone.
Absolutely
Real
immersive
talk,
version
real
of
talk.
London like you've never
This is in
seen
the same
before.
place as the thing
Ubisoft
from
has a
Devolver
unique
yesterday.
ability to
Do you think it was a
create
different
immersive
day,
worlds,
or he just changed
setting
his
a new
shirt?
bar that continues to drive our industry
It was
forward.
probably a different day.
I'm a huge fan.
I'm going
of
for
Assassin's
change
Creed.
shirt theory.
I love the time I've spent.
He's
exploring
like,
the
I gotta
world of
bust all this
Assassin's
shit
Creed
out. Let's
Odyssey.
go. He's got a
And
stack
I
of
can't
t-shirts
wait
folded
for
next
you
to him.
see the
Here's my
gameplay
Devolver one.
from Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Here's my
coming up.
Ubisoft one.
All right.
He's
We
a
know you've been
professional.
waiting to hear more about this game since it
Time
was
is
announced
money.
back in April. And now it's time for a deep dive into the world of Vikings.
Oh.
My name is Julien Laferrière, and I'm the producer of Assassin's Creed
Your name is
Valhalla.
what?
So a couple of weeks ago,
Spell
we
it.
announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the reaction from the fans
Julien
is
Raffaire.
amazing. The time period of Vikings is really, really inspiring. When we did our research, we found that
Vikings are really
they were not
boring.
mindless barbarians.
I don't know why we made this game.
Vikings were actually farmers trying to find new lands for them to settle, and so they had really
Vikings are
human
cool.
motivations. So for us to have this opportunity,
They actually didn't
to
do as
tell
much fighting
kind
as
of the
history
real story about Vikings and kind of
implies.
separate ourselves from the myths and
Just
the
a lot of
folklore
sailing.
is really something that
And
drove
raping.
us to make this
And
game.
yes, and pillaging and raping.
The
like,
team went to Norway and England to take the same
civilians
roads that the
and
Vikings did,
unarmed
to
Yeah,
really
the
experience
powerless.
what
They
it
were not
meant
very
to be
nice
a
people.
Viking at that
No,
time. And then leaving
they didn't
Norway,
actually go to
which is
war.
very
They were
didn't-
kind of cowards.
Yeah.
And just coming by boat.
They just
Which
kind
kind of explains why they were out at sea all the time, because they didn't really want to fight anything.
Full of life. It's just this.
It's not like they were floating up and being like, "Hey guys, what's up? Let's
the
party."
Vikings felt as well. You need to see this land of opportunity, and this is exactly the feeling we want players to experience in this game.
Makes me laugh that there
It
would be
is
an
a
assassin
personal
here, though.
adventure. You know, it is the story of Eivor, a Viking.
Yeah, maybe they
chieftain.
should just drop the name.
Eivor is either a male or a female.
Doesn't
You
really
decide
mean
when you
anything
start the
anymore.
game. They will have to leave Norway to settle in England because
It sells.
you just can't live in Norway anymore. There's too much political pressure.
Right.
No resources.
Norway
available.
sucks. I get it. Totally.
Obviously, in England, it's full of Anglo-Saxons and other people, and they don't really want you there. So you will have to fight your way there to kind of build your own settlement and see your clan prosper. Vikings were brutal warriors. Shields! And the fact that they were mastering a lot of weapons coming from the medieval times really
I can't wait for
inspired
this
us to kind
Vinland
of
Saga
revamp
game.
the fight system to leverage the
It's gonna be
brutality and the
poggers.
intensity of Viking combat.
It's not realistic yet, because he hasn't
were
thrown
not
a
only
spear
fighting
through 7
face to
people at
face,
once.
They were masters of stealth and deception when needed. They used basically any sort of tactics they could use to win the battle. So we want to portray the full range
yes, the
of
stealthy
combat that you
Vikings.
can imagine coming from the Vikings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a Viking, but an assassin.
Does not compute.
That doesn't make sense.
We are very happy to
Why they
finally
do
be
this.
able to show you the game we're all been working on. So please enjoy this deep
You're about
dive
to see why.
into Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Because there's
Damn,
like,
I love
no-
God of War.
Yeah.
In Assassin's Creed
I do.
Valhalla,
That game's great.
You will relive the epic saga of the Viking invasion of England. You play as Eivor, a Viking from Norway, who will lead his or her battle-hardened warriors across the North Sea. to the
His
British
or
Isles.
her.
Yeah.
Eivor
They,
is
they
driven
had to
by
research
ambitious
gender neutral
with a thriving Norse
They
settlement
probably
Viking,
in a
did,
hostile
yeah.
land.
Gaelic, Nordic
Good enough
names.
land. It is time we go a Viking. Today
Raid.
we raid, that tomorrow we may build.
England is a dark
Assassin's
land
Raid.
of broken kingdoms and warring dynasties, a land of opportunity and riches.
Honk.
As you prowl
Press
England's
Y to
rivers
read.
by longship, you may raid locations
Hey,
you spot from the shore.
you're one letter off from being
Ground your ship and blow your horn
pretty
to lead your
accurate.
raiding crew into battle.
That's a good point. Will there be rape in this game?
Probably not. It's not historically accurate then, is it?
Pretty hard to make your person seem like
Your
the
crew
protagonist.
will assist you in all
when-
your raids, fighting
When
groups,
rape's-
What are you trying to say?
battering down doors,
Rapists aren't likable?
cargo too heavy for one set of arms.
That's a pretty hot take there.
Whatever
Something like
riches
that.
and resources you pillage may be used to develop your settlement, giving you access to useful services, better tools, and new settlers. At the heart
Is
of
that
your
a cat?
settlement is the Alliance
Hog.
map. It will serve as a record of the allies you have made, and a guide for future opportunities. The Viking Age was a time of warriors and legends. In Valhalla, you will find the largest variety of enemies ever assembled in an Assassin's Creed game. Every archetype offers a unique challenge.
Combat be looking a
Some
little
will
jank.
coordinate with their allies for special attacks, while others will use nearby objects to their advantage, including the
I feel like in
bodies
terms of
fallen
Assassin's
warriors.
Creed, it actually looks better than
To
usual.
face these attacks, you must find and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to
I don't
gain
feel like
the
that's
upper
ever
hand.
been the strength of Assassin's Creed.
Take the fight
Absolutely
to your
not,
foes
yeah.
with a host of brutal new combat abilities. Snare them with a Viking
Wow.
harpoon.
Monk
Pull
of
them with
Christ.
throwing
How many
axes.
axes do you have?
Incapacitate
Just
them with
pulling
the
those
use of
things
enough
out like
from
candy
a
bars.
distance, or finish them off. Dual wield any two weapons you wish to unleash a deadly combination.
Two wield shields.
What about two bows? You said any weapon.
Customize your fighting style as you see fit, and become a legendary Viking warrior. All combinations of weapons are available to dual wield, including two shields.
There you go.
Oh my god.
How about two bows, bitch? Hello?
Not all
Fuck you. This
situations
game
are
blows.
always. In this new land, a Viking must find a way to adapt. As Eivor is not welcome in England, you may need to outsmart your enemies, avoiding unwanted attention in town.
Like the huge assassinate button over that guard you were sneaking by.
Use Eivor's hood and cloak
Assassinate,
to blend with crowds
assassinate.
and slip past watchful eyes, an unseen hunter among the people.
This is definitely
From
something
capital cities
Vikings
and
did.
villages to the dense forests and rolling hills of England.
Totally.
Exploration is vital to keeping yourself sharp. You must feed off the land if you hope to endure.
That looked weird.
Hunt and forage to replenish your health and fortify your equipment.
Sif? Nice.
Yeah, that's a big ass wolf. That's a dire wolf right there.
Search pagan temples and Roman ruins for new activities and challenges to strengthen yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
the
your
only
settlement.
parts of these recent ones that look cool are just like
The more you explore,
the fantasy
the
elements,
more of England's secrets you will
which
reveal.
doesn't sound like it's much. So
I think the open world exploration is
But
fine.
as you push
I
deeper
don't, because
into
it's a
England,
Ubisoft game.
the enemy will push back.
So it's
In
gonna
a
be
series of
filled with
climactic moments, Assassin's Creed
fucking
Valhalla will feature
50
massive
hours of
assaults
bullshit.
in which you will lead Eivor's army into battle against heavily guarded Saxon fortresses.
I love Mountain Blade.
Today we fight for your land, and tomorrow we rebuild.
For Eastern.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will transport you to wondrous and haunted lands, inspired by Norse myths and England's pagan roots. It will challenge and surprise, with unforgettable characters, thrilling triumphs,
Big horns.
and tragic losses, giving you the chance to live your own Viking saga.
Let's see, they still have like the bird that can look at things for you.
And the stupid wrist blade. Can't be an assassin
Well,
without those.
Yeah, that's all that's left. It's like the
9th century
Saxon
England is
portion.
truly unlike anything the franchise has seen before. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will
Game
release
is very
this
different
holiday
from the
season
series start.
on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5.
I mean, I'm happy they're
Xbox
branching
One,
out, but
PS4,
in fact,
PC,
I'd say they should
and
branch out
Stadia.
more.
We're close to wrapping up today, but before we go, our
PC.
CEO, Yves
Did you
Guillemot,
catch
is
No
here to share a
Steam?
few
I did.
words.
Rip.
Yeah, I saw Epic Game
You will
Store.
have enjoyed what you have seen today.
It's the comfy
and that
boy.
you will love playing these games. I am proud of our teams for delivering an ambitious, broad, and creative lineup of games. And we haven't shown you everything yet. In fact,
Hey, it's time
we
for that
have
Gods
a
game.
lot more to come. So you will have another Ubisoft Forward to reveal even more about our upcoming games.
Poggers Part 2?
But before ending
Cool.
this show, we have one more thing to share with you.
Hey, show me that zombie game. This isn't it. Fuck. Oh, it's Far Cry.
Yeah.
I'm asleep.
Me too.
Ubisoft do be making them same kind of games, though. You know.
Someone's a fan of Westworld.
You got you know, your open world, and then if you assassinate people, it's Assassin's Creed. If you shoot people, it's Far Cry. You know, and if you drive, it's a Rainbow Six game.
Well, what if you dance?
Oh, that's different. They just give that to like 20 devs. It's like one dude does all the code, and then the other 19 pick the songs.
And they put it on the Wii.
Yeah,
Don't
and they
forget
put it.
about the cat boat div.
Yeah, they put it on the Wii, and then they also do the funny E3 dance. So they've had a pretty easy year this year. They didn't have to do that this year.
Does that say libtard? Libertad, okay.
Bonkers.
That's what it looked like, I'm sorry.
The villains of this Far Cry game at the far right.
That's right.
Oh, sorry, I looked like
They're here to eliminate snowflakes and SJWs and libtards. BTFO. Cocks. Soy boys.
I knew Jan Carlo was gonna fuck me.
It's beautiful here. Perfect, but useless. I have something for you. Give me your hands.
Papa.
Now, the grenade is simple. It has 4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive. The fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
What are you doing?
Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place.
He's gonna put the pin back in place.
It is only when you let go that this grenade goes boom. Follow me. Now.
Want me to take the grenade?
I am El Presidente, which means that someday you will be El Presidente. And our people, they do not know how to be happy. They are torn apart by opinions, noise, indecision, strangled by their own freedoms. And even if you have love in your heart, even if you want what's best for them, if you only want to save them from themselves, they will hate you, Diego. Everything you say, do, believe, will be wrong.
I thought he was gonna blow himself.
That was the end of the trailer. They both blew up.
I'd be more interested in the game.
They will answer you with screams. Call you evil,
He looks very fake.
a monster,
Like his face looks good,
and give you this.
but the rest is not right. His arms and
So you
shit.
tell me, are you evil? And are you a monster? Because our country is like this grenade, except it has 2 basic parts. Our people
Cuyos hermanos.
And you must clutch them nice and tight, or we all go boom. You understand now? Prove it.
Blow them up.
Time for some war crimes.
I loved that gameplay trailer. It was great.
And with that, we're wrapping
That's
up our
it?
first Ubisoft
Wow.
Forward.
I mean,
Today,
hey,
we've seen
the guy
next
looked
generation
good.
of Assassin's Creed, the
Right.
birth of a resistance in Watch Dogs Legion,
Mr.
the cyber chaos
Carlo,
of hyperspace,
whatever.
and the epic reveal of Far Cry's newest installment, along with so much
The
more.
Breaking Bad guy.
Remember, we'll
Yeah.
be back later this year
Definitely
with
are
another
rendering pretty
Ubisoft
well.
Forward filled with tons of game news and updates.
Thanks for joining us.
Wow. That was a stinker.
Yeah.
That
I
wasn't.
thought the Assassin's Creed one was slightly interesting.
I just.
I still don't know if I'm buying it, so that doesn't really change anything.
Just ask Pete. Borrow his copy.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ubisoft Forward post show. My name is
The
Yusuf.
post show?
This is Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Great.
We're going to take a deep dive into about 30
I
minutes
don't
of
think I'm going to
gameplay, and we're
purchase
joined by
any of
a
these
very
games.
special
Me
guest
neither.
here.
Hey everyone, this is Philip Bergeron, otherwise known as Fizz.
Oh my
I am
god,
the
my
quest
eyes
director
though.
on Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Those arrows are so
Fizz,
bright.
we're setting up here for what looks like an epic encounter. Tell us exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, so here we're midway through the quest that we're showing for UB Forward. Here we're looking at the assault of Berg Castle. So these are big moments that
Yeah,
usually
watching this reminded me why I don't buy their games.
And so here Avar,
'Cause it's the same
Viking
game.
Raider, is taking
Did you
a
find
group
out the
of
last
raiders and
Ubisoft
furs
game you
into
played?
Berg Castle
No.
to go
I
and
honestly
take
think
down
it may
Druid
have been Far Cry
and his
2.
clan.
So who exactly
Yeah,
is
the one
Druid,
where you have
and
like
why does
malaria or
Eivor
whatever.
want to pick a fight with them?
Basically,
Not
Druid
even
comes into
Blood
play
Dragon?
about halfway
No.
through this story arc, where at the beginning of the arc, this is
Yeah,
something that
I
happened
know.
before. Druid
And
basically
their
even
games
like
haven't changed.
Not even the Rayman
No.
side-scrollers
Mm-mm.
that came out?
Didn't play those.
Needs your help to take him down. Oswald having just been defeated in a previous quest, and so here this is revenge, but also
Have I missed much?
So Fizz,
Last one I played was Mario and Rabbids.
Okay, yeah, I
Can you tell us
played
a
that
little bit
too.
about the changes to
But that's
combat
not
this
like,
time
you know, I mean, that's an
wanted
Ubi.
to,
That's not like an
basically
Ubi
add
license.
a lot of new mechanics to it. So we
Yeah.
added like some dual wielding for the player, like a stun system in there, and we really needed to do this to sort of portray that sort of the brutality that comes
Okay,
with being a
and
Viking
I
in the city, so it
the
sort of fits in.
one and only Assassin's Creed game I played is Black Flag,
That's a good game.
and I played it for about 3 hours, and then went, okay, I get it.
I played Assassin's Creed 1 and then some of 2. And I don't think I've played any others since
They're just like a
Here,
fucking
Eivor has
machine.
taken her entire army through the
They
assault,
just
and finally
like
it's revealed
pump
that
the same
our
game
elderman, our
out.
ally, Oswald, is still alive, and Ruid has him
Nonstop.
captive.
This is what it comes to, Wolfkist.
I usually am fairly interested in the games they close in because it's like, wow, something that's not the same game 6 times, like a goofy sports game, or
So now that we've
the
seen
one
that
last
Oswald
year,
is
Gods and
alive, we have
Monsters,
Druid
which we
visiting our
haven't seen at all.
sites. What's the next step here?
So
the next move for Eivor is to
this
finally,
wolf is stronger
face
than
off
the
against
humans
Ruid.
downstairs.
She has her allies;
Holy
they can
shit.
take care of the rest of the army. Now it's time to go one-on-one against.
And he has
Ruid
armor for some
in
reason.
One of our boss battles, actually.
Your battle is not yet won, Oswald.
Oh, he got stunned. Wow, shot her damn legs out.
The battle is not yet won as she's laying face down on the
Facing
floor.
off against Ruid aggressively, but we tend to always have a to support a 360-degree approach in these things. So
Like,
Bird could have approached this a little
this
bit more
just looks like a
stealthily and
shitty
gotten
Souls game.
At least like a good critical hit.
Am
on
I
either
wrong?
Ruid or his wolf, and so you can play this a little bit more strategically.
Where's the
if that's your
assassination?
playstyle.
It kind of looks like a plague
So
tale
we're not
to
only
me.
fighting Ruid here, but
Yeah,
also
it just is like an
No,
action.
you know what this is? This
One
is
of my
For
preferred
Honor.
strategies is to eliminate the wolf first, just focus fire on him.
This
It
is
takes at
For
least
Honor
one opponent
combat,
out of
but
the
in an Assassin's
combat.
Creed game.
Now,
Well,
Ruid
that
will
game at least has
have
kind of nuanced
extra
combat.
abilities
There's
that
like
come into play if
blocking
you do
and
eliminate
Yeah,
his
combat
wolf.
in that game is quite cool.
But I
there's
think
you have to like
having
block
one
certain
opponent less
ways
in
for
the
certain
battlefield
attacks.
makes for
I
a
just
good
see
strategy,
dashing
in a
here.
whole.
This is literally just like Souls,
Yeah, this is very soulsy.
but with boring ass humanoid enemies.
Yep.
For all your efforts, only the
Stop.
cold dark of Niflheim awaits you.
Valhalla is my destiny. That fate will not be met today. Riders, they should be ruled, wolf-kissed. Made thralls, not
I mean,
treated
hey,
as equals.
if you enjoy these, that's
You're
fine.
better than this, than all of them.
To me, it just looks like unflavored oatmeal. Filling, but no flavor.
You throw in with these wastrels, these arrogant swine. Eivor,
Good
no!
use of wastrels.
He should be tried before God, a lawful assembly.
Alright, so
Oh,
we
what?
defeated
Shut
Ruid,
up,
we
God.
freed Oswald. What comes next?
Oswald,
Look at this
in case
nerd.
before
His hair is
Ruid
really
to
funny.
be kept alive, and so you basically have to choose: are you going to go against his witches?
Wow, look
or
at those
nature here in
choices.
I thought for a second they both
So
said
we have
hi.
this choice to
He
make.
will die, or
Before we get
he
into
will
that, I
die.
wanna rewind a little
Professor
bit,
M,
because we just
Professor
did this
M,
big
Professor M.
grand assault, but Eivor couldn't have done it alone.
R.
She
Oh,
clearly had to recruit some.
I didn't know what you were
folks along the way,
referencing
get
at
some troops,
first.
get some
Don't worry, I
allies.
got it.
So let's actually rewind and see how we went about first gathering
Thought
those
Ford.
troops.
That's where I
So
live.
when coming
Thought
up to an assault,
Ford.
it's a game
It's
of
where all
numbers.
the thoughts
Eivor can
live.
go into pretty much any location and be a stealthy Viking, eliminating some of the assets,
Stealthy
which
Viking.
ultimately would be a strategy.
Anglo-Saxon
You must-
child,
And you'll have
Anglo-Saxon
some,
man. You could just call them
some of
white
the
men.
ingredients
Nah,
of
it wouldn't
the
be
assets that
historically
have been
accurate.
sabotaged, but you still need an army. So here what we're seeing is Eivor going around the countryside and
They really
raising what we
pride
call a
themselves
herd,
on their
which is
historical
men
accuracy.
and
I
their
don't know
women of
why.
the territory who come up and fight
You remember
in the
with,
name of the king. So here,
was it
Eivor
Origins?
is going around and
Odyssey?
trying to convince people to fight in the name of Oswald.
What's the
to
latest
finally
one?
take down the oppressor that is
I don't even fucking know anymore. Whatever. The Rome one.
Yes.
You could like virtually look around like you were really there.
Yeah, so she's really using like
Take a
the
tour.
image and like the leadership that Oswald had, what
They
he
were
meant
very
to the
proud of
people
it.
in his name. She's going to recruit these people.
It's pretty neat to a certain extent, for sure.
Pretty words, Dane. But the men of Theovard have their own battles to fight.
So we're told by this Reeve that there are troops, there are allies that he could add to our cause, but first we sort of need to do him a favor. Is that right?
Yeah, so obviously these people have been run down by Ruid and the impact he's had on the territory.
That's the worst
so
kind of
I think
beard,
a lot
by the
of
way.
these people have sort of
The
lost
like
hope.
cheek
and so you need to
sideburn
show them
thing.
that there is hope. And so here Eivor is basically helping them
Tame
take
that
one
shit,
of
brother.
their prized locations by taking a couple men
Be looking
and
like a
raiding
werewolf.
a nearby township, basically taking it back for the people and showing
Press
that
Y to
there's
raid.
a reason
Yeah,
to continue
I love
fighting
that.
and then get them moves.
Press Y to take command. Why would that silly man stand next to explosive pots? What a silly fucker.
Clearly the explosive box.
It seems illogical to carry explosive barrels around in your village. I've never really understood
When Eivor
that.
does this, obviously you have access to a full suite.
But, I mean, it
These
must
were
be
different
historically
times,
accurate
yeah.
if it's in this game, right?
To the fight system. You have some brutal axe throwing in there. You have archery or like range combat abilities in there as well. So really, again, like depending on what your playstyle is, you can customize your loadout and go in there how you wish.
Berserker. There's no E. Maybe that's an
We
old-timey
just saw
thing.
this giant pulse go out. What exactly was that?
Batman
so that
vision.
Is what we call the Odin sight. The Odin sight is basically our interpretation of the
Olden
Eagle vision
sight.
from previous
Odin.
games. And we
Fool.
thought it was
Oh,
good to
okay.
sort of bring that back.
The
It's
olden
basically
times.
enforcing
The
that
olden
you
sight
perceive the world.
helps you
When
see
the player
olden
uses that,
things.
it'll highlight basically interactive
It's
objects,
antique
like things
vision,
that
so
will
you
bring
can
her
pillage
attention.
better.
We'll have arrows, like health consumables that are in there. So it really is like a good way of sort of understanding the world and showing you like things that
What
you can go and
a
touch.
really groundbreaking feature. It's
Loot box.
It's a good way to
Speaking of
find
things
things to
we just picked
open.
up this awesome new weapon.
Something we
Wow.
wanted to play with on Assassin's Creed
This game's
Valhalla,
gonna get banned in
where
Europe
we
with those
have
loot
fewer
boxes.
weapons in the game, but you can invest in them more, so they become
Why would you
your
do that?
weapon. And so depending what your preferred
Break the window?
Yeah.
Their bike?
is or your
What a
preferred weapon
dick.
type, then you can
like
go
their
and
job.
choose, I'm gonna
To break
fight with this weapon
windows.
and invest heavily.
They won't let you rape, but
Not
they'll
only
let
are
you
we
desecrate
including
holy
weapons,
places.
but
I
this is
guess,
here from
yeah.
the Book of Knowledge. Can you tell us
They're
a little bit
mortal
more about
enemy,
that?
stained
The unlocked
glass.
skills for the players. So here you can see the Valkyrie dive that has just been unlocked. We have these spread out throughout the world. So again, to promote exploration and discovery, as you travel through the world and you explore locations, you can find these books that will add abilities that you can
Skyrim.
go.
It kinda
and
looks
invest
like,
in, put into your loadout, then go into the different
Those Mordor
locations of the
games.
different quests in the game.
Or
and
Shadow
use
of
those
Yeah,
Blank
depending on
Middle
what your
Earth.
play style is.
Yeah.
Shadows of War.
Now we've recaptured this village, we've secured more troops for our assault. Let's
Yeah,
jump back
the
now
honestly
and
the
figure out
coolest
what we're gonna
part
do.
is the horns. That's all I would do. Just toot the horn all day.
The rightful king of East Anglia
Just do the
spared
Rocket
your life
League
today,
goal.
and so
Yeah.
it will be.
The Vuvuzela thing.
Yep.
Compassion is a virtue suited for anyone, Eivor, including you. Thank you.
Yeah, what kind of Viking has compassion, by the way?
Eivor decided to let him live. Ruud is
They would
really
get
angry about that.
fucking
Being a Norse Viking,
usurped
being
in
put to
like
the
5
death in battle
seconds.
is your road to Valhalla. So he was basically denied access to Valhalla in this situation. Obviously, all these decisions come into play later on in the game, so we have very difficult decisions for the player to make. We didn't want to have easy decisions.
Very
You know, when I
difficult
was playing,
decisions.
I decided to listen to
Kill this
Oswald
man
spare
or do
Ruud's
not
life,
kill this
but
man.
what
Very
exactly is the
difficult.
relationship like between Eivor and Oswald?
So the relationship between Eivor and Oswald is an alliance. It's basically Eivor is surrounded by territories that initially getting into.
Well, they were
are
explaining
hostile
that
towards her.
letting him live
And,
is
obviously,
actually
if you
the
want to set up a new
more
settlement,
evil
you want to
option.
make sure that your neighbor is
Yeah,
friendly.
so we can torture him.
So here in East Anglia,
Well, because it
Oswald
doesn't
is the
give
man
them
for the job
Valhalla.
where putting him into
Oh.
Which is
a
like the
position of power
warrior's
would
dream.
help
Right.
her sort of secure her territory. So earlier on to the territory,
And then this
Eivor
dude with the
comes in
funny
here,
haircut
meets
is like
Oswald. The problems he had with Ruud are
doesn't see it
light,
that
and
way. Which is
going
why it
through
was
the
like, you did a
articles
good
help
thing,
He's
and
a-
everyone else is like,
he's
you
a-
suck.
He's a good Christian
aligning
man.
basically Danes with Saxons
With a big
in
nose.
one territory.
So, Fizz, we've completed the assault. We've gotten our hands dirty with some combat, taken down Ruud. We have this big open region.
These characters
we
are
can stay
ugly
with.
as
so
fuck,
before
bro.
we head off to Oswald's wedding, what do you say
Historically
we head
accurate.
out, have
I
some
mean,
fun,
I
and
suppose
see what
they
we
don't
can
have
get
to be
into in
beautiful.
Oswald.
That sounds great.
They aren't rendered well. That's what I mean to
So
say.
we see a cat here.
They should
with
be
a
more
speech
ugly.
bubble above it, and you best believe if you let me talk to a
Handsome
cat,
cat.
I'm gonna talk to a cat.
Yeah, these are some of our some of my favorite.
That's a
moments
pudgy
actually in the game,
boy.
where we put in,
Look at his
put out
little
a whole bunch of
cheeks.
events throughout the territory.
Just want to pinch him.
And it sort of rewards again exploration, going around. It's a chance
Norse
for us
child.
also to sort of showcase a different side of Eivor. A lot of the quests sort of deal more with like politics and warfare, and this shows a slightly more human nature to her. So
She's
it permits us to
humanized.
explore that character
She
a little
rapes
bit
and
more.
pillages, but she also catches cats for children in her
So
spare time.
Here, basically, like you're trying to help a
that cat
kid
go?
with his cat, and ultimately get that cat to sort of join your crew
Yo.
as a cat raider.
Cat
I said
raider?
Cat raider way too casually. You're telling me I could have a
Poggers?
cat
Look at
Viking
that
raider
little
on
bitch.
my long ship?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Oh my
Is
God,
this the
yes,
cat
I
ship?
love it. Perfect.
So yeah, as you're riding around the rivers
I guess
of
so.
England,
Thank
you
God
would see
she
a
still
cat
got a
basically
job.
walking around, keeping your Viking raiders comfortable.
Look at the cat just tucked up over there. Oh
Speaking
my
of
god.
Viking Longship, we're seeing some
Joe
of the gameplay
sold.
here now.
That's all you had to
Can
do.
you tell us a
Love
bit
it.
about how it
I'm
works and
buying.
functions in Valhalla?
That's all you had to do.
He hadn't touched an
starting
Ubisoft
out on this
game until he
project,
found out there
I think the
was a
Viking
cat
Longship
boat
is
in every
one of the
Ubisoft game.
biggest images that we all
I
And
gotta,
now he's gonna-
I gotta
in our
support
hands.
these indie
And so
devs.
Vikings have this awesome
He's off to
design for
purchase
Longship that have a very
the
shallow
anthology
hull. So
on
it permitted them to go
Uplay.
very
The
far
cat
inland
boat
very
anthology.
quickly, and you could basically disembark Viking raiders like on pretty much any shore. We added that into the game where you can basically sail up to any location and then just decide to disembark with your guys and raid a location, loot all its treasure, get back in the ship, and then continue sailing down the river to your next opportunity.
So I know past Assassin's Creed games allowed for songs and things like that to be sung on ships. Will Valhalla have a similar version
ship
of that?
songs?
Yeah, so this is something we actually wanted the crew of your ship to become like your home away from home. So we added
Did Vikings
stories
sing?
and songs into the ship.
I don't-
So basically, as a
I don't
player
think
going
so.
around, you could
I think
decide
they just
to
screamed.
have your
Yeah.
stall sort of sing a song for you.
I don't think they
as
were
you row
really
down
into the
river.
arts.
But you can also decide depending on
You
who
know,
the raiders are in your
there's
ship.
not
to
any
hear more
finger
about their
painting
lives, so
going
you can
on the
actually queue up
ship.
stories, and they'll give you a little bit more background on who they are. So
Just
you get
cat
to know
petting.
your
Yeah.
sort of fighters as you're traveling around the world, which is a cool.
I mean, knowing them, they're probably just gonna eat it later. I don't fucking know.
So here we're seeing a bit of a different view. What exactly are we looking at?
It's a
We
nice
had this
meal.
on previous Assassins
Oh
where
my
you would,
God,
like,
you ran
ride
over the
on
boat.
your
Yo.
horse and you could pull out, have the horse sort of follow the track. We have a similar thing for the ship where you can put up your sails. It's cruise control for the ship, so you can pull back, take in the scenery, listen to some songs or some stories, and just take it all in.
We know our world is way too fucking big, so if you gotta take a shit, just open those sails, baby, and we'll keep going.
Activity here that's not exactly singing, but kind of related, right?
Yeah, so here what we have is what we call flighting, which was an activity that Norse people would partake in. They would like to have a battle of wits and sort of poetry, where insults would be thrown back and forth between each other. The idea was to try and have a good insult, but also to have a good rhythm and a good rhyme in there. So it's basically a precursor to rap battles.
Here's the silver.
I wasn't listening. A precursor to what?
Rat battles.
Rat battles.
They're about to just like start insulting each other.
Pog?
Then you're speaking to fools and their knowledge is flawed.
Wow.
How exactly do you?
I
go
would have
about
picked the
being
last one.
successful?
Huh?
The
What'd you say?
good flight was to choose the
You can't
right
pick that, it
insult,
doesn't rhyme.
Who?
Yeah, you just lose your money.
Say that again.
And then trying to find what rhymed the best.
Interesting. Interesting.
Bro, this is cringe AF.
This is
Silent
ridiculous.
whispers all claim that you're terribly dense.
This is what something a white guy would be like, this is fucking cool, dude.
Then you've clearly misheard them. My wit is immense.
Her mouth wasn't even moving.
Looked out with that one.
Work in
Wow,
progress,
what a
lady.
surprise. Eivor of the Raven Clan is a true talent.
I bet it
This is
doesn't
stupid.
change.
Don't believe everything
Yeah,
you hear,
this is
unless it touches on my flighting. Then heed every word.
Take the coin.
So now that we've proven our sharp tongue and wit, I think it's time for a bit more relaxing
Wow.
activity. So we're fishing here.
Yeah, that's it.
Fishing? Oh, it's a
so
real game.
We gave Eivor a fishing line, so you can actually throw out a line.
This game still
go
looks a
catch
bit
and
early.
fish.
I'm gonna be
This
honest.
is used basically to play into our new health loop, where the player will lose health in the world, and it doesn't automatically regenerate like we would have in the past. So you actually have to go out and get some supplies.
Some glowing
you'll
red
find
fish.
mushrooms and some food that you can gather.
The
But
screams
here,
eat
like,
me.
You can also catch some fish and consume that to regain some health. We
Can
also
that child shut up?
sometimes
You're
have
scaring
it
away
in
all the fish.
certain quests, so it's a good way to sort of chill out on the side of the water.
That's part of
and
the
just,
fishing minigame.
again,
You have to
take
go
it
over
all
and
in.
slap the child and get stuff.
It's like that Last of Us 2 scene. You gotta
So this is
roll
what
up
we
and just
call one of our
deck him in
offering
the
techniques.
face.
So the idea is that you find these around the world, and you make offerings to it. So it'll take like animal parts and stuff that you can find throughout the world. Here, what you're seeing though is sort of like a fancy version of it, where as you do your offering, you get interrupted by some
That's the most recent UB game you played, Rouse.
Steal your stuff.
I already said it
Just a
earlier.
way for us to
Oh yeah,
showcase that, like,
say Black
the
Flag.
systems
I
and
said that.
activities in the world can sort of play in with some.
He said
quests and
Mario
some events
Rabbids.
or
What about
where
not
you
Mario
sort of dress up
Rabbids?
these moments and make it all fit inside the whole experience.
Yeah, this seemed like a really sort of unexpected turn for what I think
Probably
is
True
more
Blood.
of like Rayman Origins.
Yeah, and it's really what we were trying
Those
to
are
do
supposed
with
to
these
be
events
good.
is to give another
I only
dimension
played a little
for-
bit of like
rather
the
than
first
just,
world.
You know, the pure
I enjoyed it, but I just
or
never went back
Viking
to
or
it
the
for whatever
politician.
reason.
Because you can imagine
That's
at some point
Ubisoft
that
games in a
girls,
nutshell
if you're
for
always
me.
telling that
Yeah, I
that
can
version
see
of
the
character,
appeal,
so
but
it lets us really go into
whatever.
the depth of who is Avar, what motivates her, how she can interact with the world outside of warfare and politics. And it also showcases like a different facet of the world at the same time. It's not only Avar, so it just widens the
You
breadth.
can't
of the
just
stories
say that, Joe.
So who exactly are these two children?
It's
These
Halloween.
are kids of East Anglia. They are going through tough times with whatever Ruid's been doing to the territory, and so they're just here trying to survive and basically exploit the
Some
people
weird blur
that
going on with
are
their
there
faces.
to make offerings.
I feel like I need to
It was kind of nice
adjust
to see
my
that Avar
glasses
wasn't really necessarily upset at them for stealing, and
that I'm
you know,
not
after
wearing.
You talk to them, you have the choice of helping them. You can, you know, give them food, give them some money, or you know, maybe just
It
say,
just looks
hey,
like
good
they're
luck.
running it on like an old
And this is
PC.
something we also wanted to do a lot. Like, so here we're doing an event, we do
With
it
the
in
way
quests as
the
well, but we
like
wanna
hair
do-
and
It's
coats
flying
and stuff are
around,
popping
yeah.
in.
the
Yeah.
player's hand so that they
It, like I
can
said, it looks
sort of
rough.
shape Eivor a little bit.
It's a bit early, I guess, still.
Who she is, so it represents them a little bit more, and they can role play that a little bit better.
But I have a feeling that's
and again,
not
it
gonna
just gives sort of like a
change.
little bit more humanity in these moments.
Provide for small walkers.
Mm-hmm. You right.
Wise
Here,
words.
large walker.
Large walker?
Yes, it's a St. Martin seal. You're welcome here anytime, large walker. You're one of us now. Visit us, okay?
I will. Take care now, small green walkers.
So I think AC veterans might recognize this here, but
Yeah,
what
my
exactly
least
is
favorite thing
Eivor
to do.
Chasing down?
Yeah, so here you're seeing
Big
Eivor,
open world busy work.
running down one of our tattoo images. So this is challenging the player on free run abilities, but also for fans of the series, sort of pulling at their heartstrings for some beloved
Vikings
features.
known for climbing trees.
Yeah, and catching flying paper tattoos.
Yes, by collecting these tattoos, you actually bring them back to your settlement.
The
and then you can
immersion. That's
customize
what.
different body
It's so at
parts and
odds
different
with
tattoos
itself.
everywhere.
It doesn't.
So again,
It's
another form of expression. And
So
sort
like,
of
this
to
is
represent
historically
the
accurate,
Viking
and then you're fucking parkouring across
One of my favorite
roofs to
things
catch
out there
a
as
piece of
East
paper.
Anglia was coming upon a house or a building and realizing that there was a chest inside, but that there was no easy way in. And in this case, I saw all the doors were barred, but I knew that because there was a chest in there, there must have been some way to get inside. So I went
Big
around
brain?
the back and, you know, found a way in.
Which
Yeah, I'm
again,
glad
hey,
you
games
actually
don't have
caught
to
on
be
that. You're
realistic.
pointing at something
In
that
fact,
we
I think
wanted
they're
to
better when they're not.
work on a lot
But
on Valhalla, where
there's
we
this
wanted
weird
the
thing where they're
exploration to
chasing
make it
realism
feel
right now,
smarter, so we
and then
played a lot
when
with
stuff
puzzle
like that
solving,
happens,
so
it just
making
looks
sure
even more
that
stupid.
Every house that you find sort
the
of
contrast.
Yeah, they
appeals
always
you, like it
like
draws your attention,
they pride
and then when you
themselves
want to
or
come and
market
explore it,
this
it's not-
series as like
it's not given to you. You still have to
historically
work
accurate.
for it
Like
a
at the
little bit,
beginning of
so
every game,
it'll
it's always
challenge
like
you on your observation
this
skills,
is
logic, just trying to
this
find
is,
how do I get
Not
into this.
based
So
on
we
a
play a lot
true
with,
story
level
or
design, quests
yeah,
that
and
have
that
that like
and then it talks about like how their team who made it is
come out
like
of it, like, with
varying
feeling
backgrounds.
for the
And
exploration. You also get to see
I don't know.
more of a story
It
behind
makes
these
it
locations which we've crafted. So
makes it out to
it
be
gave us a little
like
bit more time to
they
sort of
worked
slow
really
down
hard
the
to make it
experience and-
historically accurate,
and tell a different version of a story.
and then they do stuff like this.
I like to imagine there's just like 2 different teams, and they're just constantly arguing about whether we'll go one direction or the other.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about
Yeah, there's the
exploration, just finding
historians on
things
the
out in
team,
world,
and then
I was
there's
just
the
wandering
game
and came across
developers.
this clearing and found this kind of morbid altar.
Yeah,
Nice
so
blood.
this is one of our bigger events that we have scattered in the world. So as Eivor
Reagan?
explores, she can find altars like this, and by interacting with them, here it's a trap that's been set by this character named Regan. Now, there's a bigger story behind all this. There's multiple steps to it later on.
Well, you know what? I didn't even think about it,
so
but I did
this is
play
one of the
Siege
moments.
for a weekend.
There you go.
It permits us to
It
go
was
into a
free.
slightly more mystical realm and play with a boss
It was
fight
fun.
that has more
Yeah, that game's
magical abilities, if we will.
I think Trog
And
bought it after that
basically
weekend.
have this awesome
Did he
boss
really?
fight.
Sounds like
Yeah.
something he would do. Oh, nice frame
And
rate.
so here the abilities that you can see Reagan using are a little bit on
This
the
is looking more like a
mystical side of
Souls boss
things.
now.
What's happening
A
is
little
Eivor
bit
at the
on the
beginning of that trap
mystical
is
side
poison,
of things.
and so she starts sort of hallucinating, seeing the world in
Just a
sort
bit.
of different light and filter, and so that's sort of what lets us go into the
I remember
realm
this
of the
from
weird.
Deadly Premonition.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Deadly Premonition once again inventing video games? Jesus Christ.
Double work in progress watermark.
This just makes me want to play God of War.
I still need to play that.
That game is great.
Enough is cracking. Arrest your demons.
So we just saw here that Regan belongs to something called the Daughters of Lyria.
Yeah, that's correct. By finding the other daughters, you'll get a little bit more backstory on who they are, so we don't want to spoil that too much. But it creates like a sort of greater story that is not on the main path in any way, but it is still very rich and adds to the lore of this world.
The
and actually
lore?
plays into
Oh
history.
my god, Pete's
So we
drooling.
just had a really exciting, really intense boss battle. I think it's time for something a little bit more relaxing and calming now.
That's right. You don't want to get
Here,
too
it's all
excited
about
playing
pacing yourself
an
with
action
the highs and the
RPG.
lows. So here we have a low chill moment of what we call building a cairn.
Low
So
chill
Eivor, as
moment.
She explores the world. Will
She
find
lights a
these
blunt
meditative
and makes a tower out of
areas
rocks.
Where you have a pile of rocks that you could just stack on one on top of another using physics. And
It's like Jenga.
Yeah, the ultimate goal
By
is to
yourself
find
with
the
5
highest
rocks.
pile of rocks. But really, it's
I have never been so high, I just read in the subtitles. They are definitely smoking.
and just building something.
Together we stack stones into
I kind of like this though.
This is interesting, but I can't help but laugh hysterically at it at the
It's
same
over.
time. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can spend as much time as you want building these things, make it as high as you want. But I'm sure, like, a lot of these stuff will end up on the internet, like people comparing.
Have you seen that game Mount
The
Your
cool thing is
Friends?
that once you've built it,
Yeah.
and you
That's what
decide
this
to get at
reminds
it, it
me
sort
of.
stays there, and so that's yours, right?
You have to hit, like, a
Until the moment
certain
where
threshold.
You come back and you want to build a new one. It's sort of
Is
cool.
this game
that
gonna
we
have
were able
competitive cairn
to
building?
give that to players to express
Yeah,
themselves.
put that
At this point in
online.
the demo,
Player
we explored
expression.
East Anglia,
Here are my
we met
rocks.
some children, we broke into
He
one
was just talking about how players will share their rock
now
stands online and will float around the internet, and I'm not even shitting you.
This is the moment it's all been building up to. By the
What did
moment
your
you get
guys'
to the
cairns look
territories,
like?
sort of
Here's
mentioned
mine.
as well, that he's trying
5
to,
rocks?
get married
I
with
could
his
only get
lady,
3.
And so
Can't
as
believe
you
they
go
didn't
through
put that in the trailer.
that's sort of like the underlying
It'll be on the
thread.
box
Really,
art,
it's
don't
about
worry.
Rock stacking.
It'll be on the back.
turmoil in the territory and helping Oswald
The
sort
most
of,
realistic cairn building.
above that and show that he's a good leader. And so you finally, after going through all of that arc, finally get these two together. Go
What
through
shampoo
their,
does he
their
use to
wed-
get that
their
hair?
wedding,
I know,
they're
it's
invited
so...
to
I
it.
wish my hair would do that.
And then all
It's
the
so
activities and fun
fluffy.
times that come
Bouncy.
afterwards.
Yeah,
So much
as
volume.
Much as we've seen the brutal side of England.
You think he
it's
curls
nice
it?
To see, the joyous
He's
side.
got a perm?
Yeah, some people's
Yeah,
hair
it's something
curls
we
like
really
that.
wanted
Mine kind
to-
of curls
to
like that.
Damn.
In Valhalla,
Does it
where
float like that?
being a Viking is
Like
not
you're in a
only
shampoo
about being
commercial?
That has
you're a
fake
warrior.
physics.
I I mean, there's revelry, there's feasting.
But this
there's
game's
partying
chasing
that goes,
realism,
and, like,
Joe.
if
What are you
someone
saying?
knows how to party, it's a Viking. And so here,
Oh,
this
chug,
Viking
chug,
needs to
chug,
sort of show
chug.
that, show what a
Here it is. Here's the realism.
Look at her drink.
That's it. I'm buying this game.
Norse culture
Why is it a
with Saxon
QTE?
culture, sort of smashing those two things together.
Oh fuck! Is this like that? It's like that game where you have to spin on the bat?
Basically.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
So anything can happen in a Viking event, right? Eivor, yeah.
Anything can happen.
Get drunk, shoot some arrows.
There's no possible way she could fire those arrows that quickly.
She's pretending to be drunk.
I'm just saying, with how quickly she
Yeah.
knocked those, she would never have been able to get the
Oh my
velocity
God.
needed
See, the
to
decision I
break
made to
those
spare
pots.
Ruid came back to bite us.
No.
Much less even get it to the
That's the
pot.
decision you made, coming back.
I can't believe
Spoiled this big decision.
I can't believe he escaped and killed someone completely inconsequential.
I challenge you. I accept.
Oh no.
Oh.
You're basically presented with the option to sort of step in for Oswald, fight the fight for him, or let him go and fight his own fight.
Yeah, you know, personally, I chose to fight myself because I thought Eivor is the type of person who likes to finish what she started.
And a dead king cannot keep his oaths. Let me finish this.
Should have let him die, and the game just ends.
Gutless Arya swine! I'll slay the wolf-kissed, then hang you with your own tongue.
How does this encounter with Ruid differ?
What were they doing where this guy just gets out and gets a great
They were
sword?
all over there drinking and
So it's just
partying.
him. And
Yeah.
so he's
They're too busy
angry
stacking rocks.
and so
Is she
he's
still drunk,
using
or did she suddenly
his
become
big
sober?
abilities,
No,
like,
she's fine.
fairly
Whoa.
early on in the fight.
Chug some water before the
so
fight.
it's way more vicious, way faster.
Well, knocking those arrows really
there's
sobered
less
her up.
strategy. He goes literally swords blazing at you. And so
Swords
this is a fight
blazing.
to the death.
Swords blazing. Bullshit blazing.
His armor doesn't seem to be doing much.
I think
Unless
that's like
they-
a stun bar, they said.
Yeah.
It's like that shitty thing in Sekiro, where they have two
Yeah, well,
arrows.
it seemed to have
Decision you
absolutely
made to go
no
and fight him, but
impact
there's
on the
multiple
fight.
outcomes to this scenario. You could have let Oswald fight his own fight. And
Is he
prove
dead? What am I
basically his
looking at?
station as the rightful leader.
Did he fall
If
asleep?
you had eliminated Rued, obviously this would not have happened. It would have been
So
a
much
slightly more
death.
joyous occasion. But ultimately, in
Ultimately,
all
your
scenarios,
choices don't
you still
actually
have an
matter.
alliance
Okay,
with Oswald.
thanks.
He's proven to be the right leader for this territory. And to be a
Kill
good
him
ally.
now or kill him later.
Service. I promised you an alliance, and now you have it.
And one day I will need you to make good on that alliance.
So we're
Okay.
about to take off from the wedding, but
Wait,
Eivor
you mean I
decided
haven't
it's a good
yet?
idea to check up on her friend Finner.
Yeah, so Finner is probably one of the more recurring characters in this arc. You get to meet him very early on. He's a very endearing character, sort of used to have a Viking life, sort of misses it, and going through all these adventures together is sort of like lights that fire back. And so he's willing to join you in your raiders. So he's one of many raiders that you'll encounter in the game, and you can sort of
Recruit
bring back
raiders.
home,
Where's the
and then
hacking
have
grandma?
them sort of join you on your adventures.
Sorry,
on
that's the other Ubisoft
on
game.
ship. He can tell you these stories that we're
It's hard to
telling you
tell them
about,
apart
get a little-
sometimes.
to know a little bit more about him. So again, it's a fun way to sort of discover more about these characters that you meet and bring them along for adventures.
Together,
Together.
I'll gather my things.
Well, folks, we've come to the end of our Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh,
playthrough.
no.
Fizz, thank you so much for joining us. When and where can people play it?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be out on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and is coming to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Stadia on November 17th.
Oh, that's why it looks bad. It's a cross-gen game.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it. Up next, Hyperscape.
Yuck.
Well, I gotta stay for that.
Oh my god.
Escaper hype?
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. My name is Eric
It's
Pope. I'm
Pope.
the Senior Community Developer.
Mr. Pope, I'm glad I stayed already.
Mr. Pope.
I thought that said his name was Cream Jennings.
You can go to Uplay and download it directly.
So
That'd be a
little
god
while
tier
back,
name.
we recorded a match for you, so we could walk through it moment to moment, explain what's going on.
Nice shirt,
throughout a match
Mr.
of
Pope.
Hyperscape. There's a lot going on with hacks,
Good boy,
guns, the
Pope.
gameplay. So Graham and I are going to walk
What
you
a
through it
good
right
guy.
now, and I hope
It's a good feller.
Surrounded by
So the
sexual
start now, you'll see the
assaulters.
insertion phase. There's the 3 of them in the squad, so they're trying to
Yeah.
decide on where they want to go. It looks like Helios, which is one of the landmarks, is going to be one of the choices.
So all the places
Oh.
we're seeing on the map right now with like a name above it, that tends to
So
be
they're just showing you how to play a
loot
BR.
area, would you say?
Is that what
One of
this
the
is?
big yellow letter ones.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the landmarks.
It's
Probably
like,
do some
here's
buildings
where
and
you
stuff.
do the where are we dropping boys, and you pick a place and you do the drop.
Usually have a few more friends if you go to a landmark. So in this case though, he's gone outside and he's found a supply crate. So he's time to loot these instead. So he's looking for both hacks and weapons.
Right, so the looting phase, many folks will be familiar with, but in Hyperscape, you do have those supply crates that you may be lucky enough to find. And what's the deal with supply crates?
So supply crates are placed around the world, so you'll hear them and then you can go and find them, and then inside them you'll find
So do these
weapons and
like
hacks.
window things
Usually,
regenerate?
you find slightly better weapons and hacks within them. Here now we've switched, so we're looking at Chimera instead.
I
so
doubt
he's
it.
in the landmark, he's in Helios now.
Probably
He's still
the
in
better
loot
tell
phase.
you if someone's
As you can
been
see from the
there.
red
Yeah,
triangle up
maybe.
there, there's actually some friends or not friends in there with him just now.
Yeah, so the action gets started. Okay, right here.
Nice
So he's
shot.
one
Damn.
going with the mammoth shotgun against someone who's using the heel hack at the minute, which is the red soft.
What is that guy
So
doing? He
player
had a minigun and now
really
he's done
helps them.
shooting. What is happening?
Which looks like it helped
Wow, what a fight.
hold
They
his
just
ground
left.
against that man.
I believe it helped him survive at that
The
point.
true
There
BR
seems to be a few other
experience.
players in Fortnite now, so the
That's how I play
combat
BRs.
Where you fight someone and then just leave them
When
alone.
you just hide for 20 minutes and kill 2 people and win.
Guys, they got number
Oh, no, so,
one tonight.
He's just been eliminated, actually.
I saw one
So he
person and
just,
killed him.
He's
in
been
one.
eliminated and he's turned into an echo now. So he's going to wait for his
What a
friends,
dummy.
to bring him back. So he's going to go to one of these restore points, which are basically places where someone else from another squad has been eliminated, and you can be restored and brought back to life at one of those points.
So the action pretty much never stops in the game.
It never
if you're
stops.
eliminated, you're not out.
You're not stuck watching a camera with someone else. You're still playing. You can
lightning
inform
gun.
the squad as to what's going on, and then you can
Lightning
call to be
bolt.
restored at one of those
Lightning bolt.
There's plenty of people, like you said, who ended up at Helios at the end. There's at least 3 other squads.
Is
You
this
can also see when
pre-recorded?
a teammate who needs a revive that's called out on your.
Yeah, the green icon
This
you
is
can see
Pope
at the
playing
side
himself.
is him,
Damn.
calling out a revive at this point.
You didn't know he was a
They're
god
busy,
gamer.
I
eliminating
guess.
other players, which will cause more revive points to appear. as
In the
well.
flesh.
This guy's low on health, so I don't think he's going to
That's a
last
slow
long.
bullet.
Whoever's playing has jittery hands.
It's me.
Well, you like
I'm
to see them
playing.
in,
I-
both Chimera and Elimination
maybe.
are both echoes,
I
so
am
it's
the
just
gamer.
Nagomi by himself at present time. So can he
Everyone
survive?
loves to make fun of my jittery hands.
Going again. There's still a few other players in here, that's for sure. So that was the slam hack.
This
he
game
used there.
seems
Basically,
so
he
fast that
himself
it's
up in the
impossible
air,
to
he
kill
landed, he
people.
dealt some damage, and he's managed
You just
to
have to
eliminate
aim the good.
It's
And then he's
just
starting to
like
bring back, Chimera at this point.
those
He's now
fights
back.
lasted so long because
You've got to
everyone's so
reload and find
mobile.
new weapons again.
Yeah.
When you are eliminated, you go back to just
That's
your
crazy.
Not looking too appetizing.
No.
But look, you can go
So
big
this is the
bounce
start
and
of
turn
the
into a
decay, you can see.
ball.
So you see all these blue triangles that appear. This
Yeah,
is
where's the ball?
how we basically do
It's a hack.
map size reduction and zone reduction to bring players towards a smaller map into the center. So instead of having a circle that shrinks, we've decided to actually dissolve the map.
And is it kind of the same? Will you always know which districts are decaying first?
You can see from the map when you bring it up what's going, and you'll also see the icon when he turned on the left-hand side of the screen a second ago, which shows you where the safe areas to go is. So at the top it will show you.
Hey, dummy, you
sectors
gotta get
closing,
out of there.
And then you've got
Nah,
the
it's
icon
fine.
of the person running with a distance against it. That tells you where to go to the next safe.
It's like Splatoon. Just covered in ink.
Mr. Dummy has pinged that spot to sort of regroup outside of the landmark.
They're going to take some height as well to start to be able to look for other players to keep themselves a little bit safe. So he's seen another player, so he's starting to throw salvos at him, and probably the skybreaker too. You see the red exclamation mark? That's basically his teammates pinging and saying, hey, there's an enemy over here. and he's been shot out from behind. So there's definitely players around. You'll see him going to go high again to try and take some position.
He said that before he got shot.
To get up, 'cause he knows there's another
This is definitely
the
recorded.
audio is in sync to the gameplay.
Well, what I'm noticing is that they're doing a good job of switching from street level to the rooftops. Is that kind of a good way to
leave the zone, or
just
else?
stay in one area?
You should really use the variety between streets, interiors, and rooftops for navigation and to keep yourself safe. Rooftops are great to see what's going on, but you're also then a target for tonight. So you really need to adjust height and interior, exterior as you go, just to keep yourself safe. And to aggressively loot too to find the best stuff.
So he just picked up a golden Skybreaker. What is the gold mean?
That is the top tier of Skybreaker. Basically,
Top tier?
You can have a level 5 Skybreaker, which is what you just picked up. We will fusion weapons.
Is that an
together.
S
So if
tier?
you have a
I don't have to
Skybreaker and you
pull
find another
anymore?
Skybreaker, it will go to level 3. Find another one, it will go to level 3. And what he
No
has
more
now, as you can
rerolls?
see in the bottom bar there with the yellow, he has the top tier of the Skybreaker, so this does more damage. So each time you
So it looks like everybody has a double jump.
or a hack, it will go up.
Yeah, there's a lot of mobility.
So you're basically just to loot up, to fuse up, you just need to find a duplicate of your weapon or hack.
Yeah.
Leave the
See
zone.
though, on the left, when you see the
Extra
other players
jump
next, you
event?
see that Mr. Gomi has 2 yellow weapons and a yellow hack. So he
Poggers?
has 2 fully fused weapons and 1 fully fused hack.
How does healing work in this?
So healing will either work by I took damage and then I retreated and your health bar will come back up, or if a player has a heal hack, which he actually does at present time, so you see that in the bottom it says heal, he can throw that on the ground and then there'll be an AoE of heal, so both you and your teammates can come into it and it will heal you.
The enemies cannot heal up in that same AoE?
They can't heal up in your AoE, but they could also use the heal hack themselves.
Cool.
So you see them there, they're
This,
starting to hunt again. I
is
guess they've
great
caught some other players,
bedtime
so you see them
material.
starting to move around.
I'm getting sleepy.
There's a sense that they're not alone at this point. And there's a ping for an enemy, so yeah.
I mean, this is BR. It's
So this guy finds himself
a minute
in the
of
middle
combat
of,
and then
a
20
bunch
minutes
of
of
the 3 players, so he's not in the best
wandering.
spot just now. And yeah, that's the end of it.
Poggers. How many people are left? What do all these symbols mean?
8, I
What's the
guess?
thumbs up mean?
So he's managed to fusion.
Does that mean 3 people are having
So
fun?
here you'll see
That means,
the
it means the amount of likes you've
out into the
received.
deck, because
Oh.
you had no cover left, so you find yourself
It's the
out in
amount
the
of
open and
Twitch
you,
viewers that have voted.
eliminated them with a record of that.
3?
Probably not.
And another one down for elimination. He seems to be on a roll at this point.
Now he's fully fused his sniper rifle, the Protocol B.
Still quick check, just make sure there's no one else coming in. You don't want to have someone behind you at the last minute. So there's still 5 teams left.
Oh, those are the squads.
And we'll swap
That's
back
still
to Mr. Gomi,
fucking
still,
15
rolling
people.
with the Skybreaker at this point.
I'm asleep.
The case starting to happen.
Yeah, it's a BR.
It's starting to move forward a little bit.
Big sleep.
They have a nice variety of
The idea of the zones just
someone's got salvo,
dissolving and becoming like
really
flat land
split
is
in
kind of
terms of
neat.
hacks and weapons.
Yeah, I
They
agree
have a nice diverse
Instead of the
selection
like
in
circle that every other
Same
one
got
has
high
done.
now, he's probably going to use the Skybreaker. And he has.
Because like you can see to the left, it looks like an ocean, but that's where
I like
City
the-
used to be.
Now you mentioned that username.
Congrats, Mr. Gomi. Congrats, Mr. Gomi.
Usernames all seem pretty similar.
Must be like a pre-chat thing.
Yeah,
Hit a
did
button.
you just see that the middle mouse wheel said "Congrats"?
Oh, congrats.
Your teammate.
This poor player has managed to find themselves.
When you die, congrats.
Unfortunately, been taken there
Congrats.
by someone with
What a shot.
fully fused
What a
device.
shot.
It looks like it only
That
shows
was
up
kinda
when
the
they
end
kill
for them.
someone.
So they've swapped now.
They know. What is this dumb bitch doing? What are they?
So it's quick to change your playstyle. You can usually find
This is literally just murdering children.
See, congrats, Chimera Cuckoo.
In that countdown that just finished.
These kids are trying to eat their tendies and
What
play.
does that mean? What are these events?
So basically, in the top right now, you'll see the cross, and it's kind of ticking down. So this is said that this is the time left for the healthcare event. Basically,
Ridiculous.
every match there will be.
Kids gotta
cards
use the
played,
bathroom.
which change what happens in the match. So this was the healthcare.
Yeah,
event,
I mean, he's probably been running around for 20 minutes.
And are these just random, or
Thank.
are players triggering
Thank.
Elimination.
somehow?
So there's 2 different ways this happens. So there's a game match.
Congrat elimination.
Congrats.
Or if
What
there's
is a
streamer in the game,
congrat?
the streamer's winning, you get the chance to vote
Which streamer will have a heated gaming moment first in this? Good question.
Whichever gets the highest number of votes.
Is anybody going to play it?
Viewers are directly impacted.
That's probably the question we should be asking.
Through the Crowncast. Yep.
Danger.
Maybe it's back up on Twitch. Hang on.
That was kind of funny. He was standing on that roof and then it just dissolved away, so he fell to the ground.
So starting to get towards a smaller map size. So
How did this fall damage?
And they're just on the
I would be shocked if there was, considering how high you can jump.
It's got 60k viewers. Alright, I mean, that's not horrible.
So basically, we have a crown that spawns.
It's not a ton.
If a player grabs the crown and manages to hold onto it for 45 seconds, he will win that game through what we call crown victory. The only downside to that is once you pick
It's above
crown,
Apex.
everyone can see where you are and everyone can
Remember that game? Me neither.
So yeah, he's got the crown. The countdown is on. As soon as if he were to get eliminated, it would drop and that countdown would go over.
Yes, and then whoever picks it up next, that person.
The marketing budget.
And that's only one of the two ways.
Does that game even have a budget anymore?
Yeah, you can win via the crown if you
Apex?
want to take it.
Yeah.
This is why you'll see
Enough of a budget to port it to Switch.
on the higher space.
True.
Or you can eliminate all the other teams.
Just more money, though.
You could sneak around and grab that crown.
You are revealed.
I don't think they had much money to begin with, though.
Movement and hide a lot, then yeah, you can possibly grab the crown, get to the end, and then win via a crown victory.
These guys are like barely moving. We saw enemies earlier that were like flying all over the place, and these guys are just.
Wow. I'm gonna
running
download
under.
that right now.
All right, well, that was just one match of the
Hang on.
fast-paced
Hyperscape
that we were both very lucky to work on. Thank you for
.com.
joining us. Thank you for watching UB Forward in this post-show. As we mentioned before, the game's available right now in open beta on PC.
Thank you,
Just
Mr.
go to
Pope.
Uplay
In
to
open
download it.
beta?
And we're also thrilled to be taking part in the Twitch Rivals event.
Oh
The information appearing magically on the screen below us. So Graham, thank you for your time,
Thank you, Eric. Have a good day.
and we'll see you in the Hyperscape.
I had a good time. Could have fooled me. Hyperscape file size. How big do you think this bitch is?
50.
50 gigabytes? That's a lot, Joe. 7.8 gigabytes. 8.4 when it's installed. You know, well, that was a conference.
Yeah.
I feel like sleeping now.
Well, don't worry, they'll have another one later this year.
Yeah, they had to split it up because there was too much hype in that one. We gotta break this up. Keep them coming. Keep them on the line. Man, fuck
Remember the two
Ubisoft.
mobile games they talked about?
Yeah. So what was in that? Assassin's Creed, Hyperscape, Watch Dogs. Of
The
a
Might and Magic mobile game.
Yeah,
that's
a
already
sizzle reel for Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, the new Rainbow Six game.
What was
The
that?
cartoony looking
Oh,
one.
the second mobile game?
Yeah, the second mobile
What
game.
the fuck? Is that it? I think so.
And Far Cry 6.
Oh, yeah. Did they really show that? Not really. They said, here's the logo, and here's a pre-rendered trailer.
So, 7 games.
Oh, my God. In an hour and a half?
It was more like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then deep dives.
Yeah.
Deep dives. Man, that sucked.
Yeah, that was pretty disappointing. And I wasn't really
Not
expecting
impressive.
much.
I wasn't expecting anything. I guess that's what I got. Damn.
I mean, Watch Dogs looks okay, but
Does
they announced
it?
that last year.
It just looks like more Watch Dogs.
It looks silly. It's silly time.
Fucking Ubisoft's so boring, man. No wonder I don't play their shit.
You should play Legion, and then just try to play the whole game as a grandma.
As the grandma?
And see how far
You probably
can
can't. There's probably some stupid, like, stamina thing. Where it's like, oh, your character's tired. Play someone else.
Probably.
Plus, that would involve playing a Ubisoft game, which...